Hey, welcome to the Corbellic studio. I'm Corbellic. Today we're going to be breaking down how to make $10,000 a month on eBay alone. Anyone can do this. You don't need a sales funnel page. You don't need Instagram. You don't need social media. You don't need to create a Facebook page. You don't need to create ads. You don't need to put up any kind of expensive thousands of dollars money up front. I'm going to show you breaking down all the numbers of how you're going to make that profit. Starting off, worst case scenario, $10,000. Anyone could do this. I personally sold over 17,000 original paintings on eBay alone, and that's without using any social media. I haven't touched social media in 5 years. I haven't created an email list. I haven't done any of that other stuff that people are trying to tell you to do. I just went the practical route where I created physical products. So that's all original paintings that I did, 17,000 original paintings without any kind of prints, reproductions, any of that stuff. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's why I'm here, to really break this down so you can make some extra income for the holidays coming in, for, you want to go on vacation, you want to take your wife out on that date, maybe you want to take your boyfriend out on a date, you can have some extra money for the kids. I know things is kind of tough right now in the economy, so that's really why I wanted to have this program. That way I could just show you how to start making money today, early as next week, some profits next week for you. Not these programs where they're talking about maybe you can make some money 6 months from now, a year from now, after you build your funnel up and your emails and all of that stuff. No, I got the numbers broken down right here for you, how to do it. So that way, when you visualize it, you can make it happen. See yourself in the success route and see the possibilities of how you can do it. Now, what's also going to make today's lesson really cool is that I'm giving you the worst case scenario. All right. I'm giving you the worst case scenario because that's how I like to put things in my mind about, paying bills or life or anything that's going to come up, because one of my mottos is that bills are due every single day, right? As soon as you pay something off, another emergency happens the next day, the next day. All right, but without further ado, let's break this down without me talking anymore and doing some big buildup, all right? Now, what I do on my schedule, I'm just going to break down what my schedule looks like. But then I'm also going to go into talking about what I would want your schedule to look like to be successful so you can start making your first $10,000 a month, okay? Now, I work Monday through Friday. Sometimes I might come into the studio, just depending, if there's nothing going on, and I might do some overtime on Saturdays and Sundays. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, get to hang out with the family, get to take care of some errands, and then if I had the extra time, I could come in and I could do some blocks of work. Now, when I work in 90-minute blocks, and that's also what I suggest for you to do. That way, you can hold yourself accountable for the time period. And it's easy to think about. It's easy to stay focused in those 90-minute blocks. It's only an hour and a half. Really, you can't stay away from your phone for 90 minutes. You can't make people in your family treat you serious and be like, hey, just let me focus for this 90 minutes. You can do that for 90 minutes. If not, then you got a bigger problem, and this isn't going to work for you. All right. And I don't think anything's going to work for you. Maybe just sitting in the cubicle and complaining about your job and being broke. Maybe that's what works for you. But that's not what this is about. 90-minute blocks. Only thing you got to do is focus on that. So in the 90-minute blocks, I start from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Then I take a 30-minute break after each block. 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Then I take a 30-minute block or to 30-minute break. Then 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Then from this time, it's lunchtime. I take an hour break. Then I go back 1:30 to 3. Then I take a 30-minute break. Then 3:30 to 5 p.m. and I'm done painting for the day. But I can focus in that hour and a half. I don't do an hour because an hour just goes by too quick and I feel like I can still work. So I have a timer. I have two separate timers. I have one for 90 minutes where it's counting down the 90 minutes. And then I have a separate timer where it's counting up to 12 minutes or whatever the time is, just so I can know how long I'm working on each painting. After I'm done with each painting, I reset the second timer just so I can know how long it's taken me. But the 90 minutes is still counting down. So regardless of how many paintings that I knocked out in that block, I'm taking my break at 90 minutes, getting out the studio, maybe taking a walk. Then I can check my phone, emails, things like that, so you can catch up. Now, during those 90-minute blocks, I focus on doing 7 to 10 canvases within that 90 minutes. But for me personally, just because I've been doing this for a while, I even focus on doing 10 to 12 canvases. But for you starting out, like I said, we're just going to go with worst case scenario. Worst case scenario would be, let's start off with you 7 minutes. So let's circle that for that. This would be you. Just the worst case scenario. 7 canvases. 7 canvases in your 90-minute block. So that's 12 minutes per canvas. You can do 12 minutes per canvas. You see how I work in all of my videos that I shoot every single morning, where I do a tutorial with you. I do a step-by-step on the canvases. I do those within 10 to 12 minutes, and I do it really quick without thinking about it. You see how I do it. I work off of the projector. You can too. That's what you need. Just work off of the projector. It doesn't matter if you love it, if you hate it, whatever the art is, just get it done. That's all you have to say to yourself. Just get it done, because as long as you hit these numbers daily, the money's going to come regardless. Just finish the project, finish the painting, and get on to the next one. Whatever you hated or disliked on the last painting, you can make up for it on the next one. That's one of the things that I talk about. So let's just say that you have 7 canvases in 90 minutes, okay? And each one, like I said, it's going to take you between 10 to 12 minutes. You'll get better with this through time, because you'll get more loose and you'll exercise your mind of letting go. All right. Then after that, when it's 5 p.m. for me, it's listings. I do listings on eBay. It only takes me 30 minutes. In the eBay art community program, I show you how to do the listings. I have the templates for you, so you could copy, so you can have everything already saved in your templates, so that way you don't have to go in there. We have a faster program. The reason why we have a faster program is because everybody else has to do item specifics. They have to do category. They have to list the details. Like if they have an iPhone, or if they go out there and source items, different items that are Nike or the clothing brand, Guess Jeans, vintage this. They have to go into the item specifics, and they have to be detailed on what the product is or what the defects are. We don't have to do anything like that, because we're selling paintings. Everything is the same besides the size of the canvas. So I have everything broken down of how you can just copy and paste. I have everything, all the templates in there. You don't have to do any guesswork. I have everything built for you. Just click the link below, get tapped into the program, and you can start making money next week. I have the fastest listing program. So it only takes me 30 minutes to do all the listings. And for me, when I work 5 90-minute blocks, I'll have at least, 50 to 60 paintings. It doesn't take me that long. It takes me 30 minutes to list it for the day. But for you starting out, I want you to do 20 canvases just to start off. And that's 20 canvases Monday through Friday. That's what I teach in the program. But really, I want you to have 20 canvases firing every single day, not a day off. So that way, the first month or the first 2 months, you're kicking them in the teeth. You're with sales. You're just knocking the algorithm. You're just hitting the algorithm hard. You're just kicking it in. That way, it has to respect your store. It doesn't matter what the art is. It doesn't matter as long as the algorithm knows that you're having those 20 auctions every single day. So in order to do that, so that way you can have free time on Saturday and Sunday, that's 35 canvases every single day from Monday through Friday. You would do 35. But that's later on. That's things that you can learn in the program, how we can go about setting up your schedule. Now, you could do 20 canvases a day. 20 canvases, that's Monday through Friday. You can do that. This is the worst case scenario. This is only part-time worst case scenario that I'm giving for you to make $10,000 a month, okay? 20 canvases a day, that's 4.5 hours, because that's 3 blocks. That's 3 90-minute blocks, all right? What you can do, you can wake up 2 hours early before you go to work, and you can focus in during those 2 hours and just knock out the work that you need to be doing within a painting 10 to 12 minutes. It'll go by so quick. The time is going by quick anyways. So why not make the money? That's the thing about time. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about over the past year, 3 years, ever since the pandemic, or even before that. A lot of people even say after 2012, it just seems like time flies. It goes by so quick. So the time's going by anyways. Make the money. Just have the time go, but the time's going by anyways. What are you going to do? Wake up 2 hours early, hit your goal. Then after you get off of work, you could do an hour and a half, and then you could be done with your 20. It doesn't matter if they're Mona Lisas. You're not trying to aim to do 20 Mona Lisas. You're knocking out art, how I'm showing you how to knock out art. It's just getting it done with. Now, starting off, I'm going to give you some realistic numbers starting off. And especially when you join the program, I'm going to get where each one of your paintings is going to sell for this amount. So starting off, we're going to say that each one of your paintings is going to sell for $10 to $15, okay? Or $15 to $20. Now, it can sell for more, but I'm giving the worst case scenario, because anything after that is just going to be more profit. Anything after that is just going to be a bonus. But I'm giving the worst case scenario so that way you can put it in your mind. But also, when you know the worst case scenario, it helps you work harder, and it helps you to be more productive and know at least what the outcome is going to be regardless. So at least you know what your salary is going to be. So let's just say starting out, your average is going to be $15 per canvas that's going to be sold. But like I said, it's going to be even more. The more that you're consistent when it comes to eBay, the more that this number is going to be higher with averages. And the reason why is because people like to do combined shipping. When they want to do combined shipping, auctions is like a casino. Auctions is the dopamine. People go there and they don't want to lose the bid. They don't want to lose out on the auction. So even if it's something they feel like they might not really even need or want, they rather bid high than lose out on an auction. It's the dopamine effect. There was a study on it with it was like MIT or it was Berkeley, and it was something with the eBay auctions and how it works on the psychology. I have this all broken down. I have an article as well in the eBay art community program, so you could download it for yourself. So you're not just getting years of experience with me where I sold 17,000 original paintings. You're also getting a psychology of how this works and why it works. All right, but let's just start off. Worst case scenario, you're averaging $15 to sell per canvas, okay, on the auction. Now, the auction sale is going to be $15 per canvas. I have these going for 10-day listings, 10-day duration, so that way there's more eyes on it. But like I said, it gets bigger and bigger with the snowball effect the more that you're consistent. Just stay consistent, and then everything else gets easy. Shipping is going to be $14, okay? So you're going to put it for $13.99. Your profit is going to be $29, okay? Now, that's not complete profit. A lot of people like to talk about gross versus net. Now, what makes selling original art on eBay better than any category, in my opinion, is that our profit margins are higher because it doesn't cost us a lot for the paint, for the canvases, for the breakdown. I also have all of that stuff in the eBay art community program too. So that way you can save money. So that way you have everything broken down. I tell you what to buy. I tell you where to buy it from. I have the links. I have everything of what you need to get started. So that way you're not going to be losing any profits. There's no guesswork in this community. So the shipping is $14. So let's just say your average profit is going to be $29. That's gross, okay? Now, eBay fees, they're going to hit you. They want their blood. So they're going to hit you with 13%. Now, 13% is going to be starting off for you because that's the worst case scenario. The reason it's going to be 13% is because you're not a top rated seller yet. But when you're part of the eBay program, I'm going to show you how to become top rated seller next month. because you're going to be consistent with the sales. You're going to be consistent. You're going to hit your metrics. I'm going to show you how to hit your metrics. And then if you have some hiccups starting off, I also have a program and a course in there to show you how to get the defects removed, how to get shipping defects removed, and how to appeal certain issues when it comes to defects. That's not an issue at all. I know certain tricks of the trade of how to get around that. So that way you can have your top rated seller next month, at the latest in 2 months, but that time goes by quick, and then you'll only have to pay 10% of the eBay fees. So eBay's going to take their blood, and that's going to be 13%. So that would be $4 that they're going to take out of that $29. So there, it leaves you with a profit of $25, okay? But that's not it. It's not over with. You still have to pay for the shipping. Shipping is going to be ground. Ground shipping is going to be $6. So that's the average cost for shipping, $6. It is what it is. You know, that's not bad, because it used to be worse. They didn't used to have where was this. As soon as they did this, that's when I started to reduce the cost of my shipping, and I transferred the discount over to the customers. And they love that, because eBay was able to set up a contract with Pitney Bowes, so that way they were able to have a discounted shipping rate. And I think that started like 3 years ago, and it's been great ever since then. But shipping on the average is going to be $6, okay? In the program, I also have there the shipping process. You can see some of my shipping videos as well. If you go back to some of the older videos, I do shipping every single day. I talk about the supplies that you need to get. You can get a lot of the supplies for free, the boxing, the shipping paper. I have all of that stuff broken down into the eBay Art Community Program. Now, they're gonna take out $6 for shipping. That's the average. So then it leaves you with a profit net of $19. This is your real profit per canvas, all right? But like I said, I like to think of the worst case scenario. So let's just say, worst case scenario, that this is only for the first one. Let's just say that they do a combined shipping, because like I said, it's a snowball effect, and they want to come back for more. So instead of you getting the profit, or not the profit, but you're getting a little bit more margin from the shipping, let's say they add another 2 canvases on there, so it's 3 canvases. Then let's just say that it would be anywhere between $16 to $19. And this is you starting off, okay? This is you starting off, but after the second month, it's going to be a snowball effect of sales, all right? But starting off, let's just say your real net profit per canvas is going to be $16 to $19 profit. Now, look at this. Monthly, that's anywhere between $6,400 to $8,000 a month profit. Now, you go to your manager tomorrow, you go to your boss tomorrow and tell them that you want a raise for $6,000 or for $8,000. It's not going to happen. They have you at a ceiling. But from here, as soon as you touch your first money, you're going to know that you can scale it as much as you want to. That's the beauty about this. I'm giving you the worst case scenario, but you can scale it as much as you want to. And there's ways to go about it. Just tap in with me. I'll work with you. I also have where I can scale you up from $20,000 to $40,000 a month. And there's ways to do it. Now, let's break our numbers down, all right? This is your average profit right here, okay? It's $19 per canvas. I'm telling you to do 20 canvases a day. That's simple. You see me do that you see me do that every single day, and I do that so easily and so quick on the time-lapse videos. And I just do 20, you know? I'm usually doing, like I said, 4 to 5 of those a day. But let's just say you do 20. And that's from breaking out your day, 2 hours in the morning, an hour and a half when you get off of work. This is only for part-time. I'm breaking it down. Worst case scenario. $19 times 100 canvases, because I only want you to do it from Monday through Friday. 20 canvases, right? That's 100 canvases for the week. So $19 times 100 canvases for the week. So for your week, starting out, you be making $1,900, okay? $1,900, that's net. That's net profit. Now, for 4 weeks, you would be making $7,600. That's profit. That's after shipping. That's after they take their blood of fees. That's after everything. You would be profiting $7,000, $7,600. Okay. Now, to hit $10,000 for the month, you would also leverage your buy now store against your auction store. And what I mean by that is the same items that you would be creating for your auctions, because we're just talking about auctions, the same items that you would be creating for your auctions, you would put 10% of those items into your buy it now store. Or you could be creating other type of art where it could be just quick abstractions, flower abstractions, different things like that on paper, gallery paper. And I have a system how you could do that as well, very quick, and you could put it into your buy it now store. That way you're feeding the system. Now, you have people who enjoy doing auctions and they buy auctions, but then you have people who actually want the art today. They want certain art today. And they don't want to wait for the auctions. They don't want to wait for the 7 days. They don't want to wait for the 10 days to find out they lost on the bid, or that someone else outbidded them, or any of that, you know? So sometimes people, they really want the art today. So that's why it's very important to have these 20 listings every single day. That way, what people do, they also look into your buy it now store. If they're like, you know what, if I'm already bidding on items from this person's store, I might as well look into their buy it now store, see what I can buy today. And they'll go into your buy it now store and then they'll buy items from there, items that are listed at a higher price point. We start off at a low price point when we're doing auctions, but we leverage it with items that people are going to want to buy today. So not everybody wants auctions. A lot of times people want the items today, or they have a birthday or their grandmother or something of an event that happens all the time. Or a lot of times people, they already have a combined order from you because you're being consistent. So what they do is they buy from your buy it now store. I'm able to sell the more expensive stuff from my regular store that is the same items that's here, only because I'm consistent with the auctions. So as long as you're consistent with the auctions, then you're able to sell items from the buy it now store. That's why it's important to go off of this. But I'm just giving you the worst case scenario. I gave a lot of information right there, really breaking things down. That's as short as I can break it down for you with the numbers in the worst possible case scenario when you're working part-time, how you can make this work for you and you can bring in an additional $10,000 for yourself a month. Still keep your regular job, or still keep your life if you're a retiree, if you're a student, college student, or even if you're a senior in high school. You can do this too. Anybody can do this. I have the systems all broken down, the templates, everything that you need to get started. I'm available. Hit me up on the link below. It's the eBay art community. We also push your items to have more organic views because we have a community that looks at the links. Then we share the links, we add it to the favorites, and then eBay likes that on the algorithm. So this is just starting off, and then it snowballs into bigger sales. Like I said, I mean, for me, my average sales is between $50 to $100 per painting. And you could just go on from there. A lot of people don't think about it, but you can do this, and you don't need social media. You don't need any of that stuff. You can just be anonymous. No one has to even know who you are. You don't have to be a famous artist or any of that. You just have to be consistent. The best part is you don't have to spend any ads. You don't have to spend any money up front. That's so much money. You don't have to wait 6 months. You could just get started and you can do this. Start bringing in some extra money. Look, you can see where it's possible. You see the numbers that's available. So let me know what you think. Click the link below, tap into the community, and I'll see you soon.